Thank you for your interest in becoming a UW Herring Center IPTN demonstration site. This is a little informational video to help you with the application process. The application is due August 21st, and you can get a link to the application in multiple places, but you can find it here at the top, here in step 2, and then again here in additional resources, application resources. The purpose of our video is to talk you through the 2 things that we're asking you to complete for the application process. And the first thing we're asking everybody to do is to complete the UW Herring Center's Principles and Practices tool. When you click on this link, it will open up a PDF. This is a tool that we use with all of our demonstration sites, and it's a great way of assessing where you are as a building and your inclusive practices. The tool is broken down in 7 principles, and then each principle has somewhere between 7 to 10 individual practices. So as you make your way through the process, you will notice that a few practices are in bold, and the ones that are in bold are the high leverage moves that we know move the needle more toward inclusion and further from exclusion. We are asking you to complete this form. If you are tight on time, then go ahead and only complete the bolded ones, and then we can go from there. If you have the time, we would encourage you to do the whole thing, but we understand this is a busy time of year. For each individual practice, you are going to say whether or not it's in place, and when we say in place, we mean for all learners. Whether it's in process, you're as a building thinking about it, you've taken some steps toward it, but maybe it's not completely in place for everybody. And then not in place is our last option. So you'll go through and you will score yourself under interval 1 for all 7 principles and their practices. Again, if you're stretched for time, just do the bold ones. And then you'll notice there's a place to give yourself a score for however many you had in each spot. And when you go to score yourself, you can simply give yourself an X. And then if you make your way through the 7 principles, then you can come here and bring your scores. And this, we're really just asking, it's okay if you don't have time to do it, but this will just make our life easier. And then make sure you save your work. We are going to ask you to upload this PDF. We're asking you to upload the Principles and Practices tool, and it will also be referenced in the application itself. So I'm going to make my way back to the directions. So that's step 1. We're asking everybody to fill out the P&P tool. And then step 2 is to actually complete the application. And when you click on the link, it is a form. It's a Microsoft form. It's broken down into 3 parts, and you can access the questions at a glance if you keep scrolling down. We wanted to give you a place to see what we're gonna ask you about, just so you can gather your thoughts before you start filling out the form. So section 1 is school basics and contact information. Section 2 digs into the IPTN aim statement, so it's really looking at the work you've done to support students with intellectual and developmental disabilities and Black students with disabilities. Section 3 focuses on the moves that you've made as a building to increase inclusion, and it's going to ask you to reference your Principles and Practices tool, and it's going to ask you which practices you believe as a building that you would be highlighting for other people to come and see. And then you're going to choose 2, there's 2 separate questions that are the same, but you're going to choose 2 practices, and you're really going to dig in and paint a picture for us so that we can understand the work that's going on in your building. Additionally, then we want to hear some of the places that you're hoping to grow. As we all know, this work is never finished. So how do you plan to grow in the coming years? What supports would you like from us? And then, as I said earlier, there will be places to upload your Principles and Practices tool that you finished, And then any data that your team uses to drive your decisions, we would love to see that as well. A few additional resources for you. Another spot for the application. This video that you clicked on was linked here. There is a rubric that you can see that we will be using to help guide us. This will be used to help move on to see what schools will move on to stage 2, which would include us visiting you. And then if you'd like a little bit more information about the Principles and Practices tool, I've included some resources for you here. And lastly, if you do have any questions, we've set up 2 open office hours, August 13th from 2 to 3 and August 17th from 11 to noon. These are hot Zoom links, so go ahead and click on those links at the time and it will take you to the Zoom meetings. We look forward to hearing from you and we'll chat more soon.